Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host, Ilene, and on this week's program, our guest, Superintendent Dr. Owen Roberts, shares his vision for Alachua County Public Schools, and members of the Gainesville Women's Club invite the community to attend their benefit performance in support of Duval Early Learning Academy Learningscape. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. It's an honor to introduce our guest, Dr. Owen Roberts, Superintendent of Alachua County Public Schools. And Dr. Roberts, it is a pleasure to have you here. I am so delighted.
It is my pleasure. Thank you, Ilene, for having me. I look forward to our conversation this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. And going back to conversations, I'm thinking back, first of all, when I first met you, my husband Harvey and I, and just how I was thinking, great gift to our that you have come on board as our new superintendent, and I still think that. And then I remember attending with hundreds of others your talk after your first 100 days, everything, and that goes back to January 2015. And that talk, you unveiled your 5-in-5 plan, and a great deal of other, on your agenda going forward. So kind of just recap that if you can.
Thank you so much indeed. I'm very delighted, excited about being here in Alachua County and have the privilege to serve this community and serve all of our families. So I unveiled on the 100-day presentation to our board in this community 5 strategic initiatives that I believe that are critical to bring about transformation in this school system. One of them was, first of all, a childhood initiative, which I considered to be from age 0 to grade 3. And it's my intent to be able to create the environment for success for all of our boys and girls and our families here by creating a strong foundation for schools. The second was that of a parent academy. We want to make certain that children come, that parents have the skills, they also have the understanding as to how to support their children in school. Specifically, Ilene, as it relates to families that are in low-income environment.
Right.
That's critical.
That's critical and a key focus of many of the changes, the strategy, as you say, that you're unveiling and have unveiled. And it just benefits our whole community, though. We've got to be strong. The whole community. Okay, go back.
So I want to tell you, of course, the third initiative has to do what I call language. Language development is critical because everything we do in education is dependent on a formal mastery of language, not only in terms of the uses of the language, the native language in which a person really, but also ensure that they what is called the language systems of the brain, to be able to reason and think critically and to be able to problem solve. And so providing development of language is another key idea.
And that's got to start early, like you're saying, the focus,
Absolutely.
even 0 to 3.
Absolutely.
The wiring's got to get set. All right.
And then, of course, alongside that is also a focus also on STEAM education. STEAM education has to do with, again, it is science, technology, engineering, A being the arts,
Yes.
and mathematics. This superintendent believes that it's a very important part of the educational system, whole development of the child, not just the head, but also the arts enable us to be able to bring not innovative ideas, to be able to stimulate the emotional learning of children, which becomes very important in the full development of a child. And finally, we want to ensure that we are creating what is called a global education magnet program. That is going to enable us to our children in learning a second language. That's important. It's important to create a sense of awareness for cultures, diverse cultures. And thirdly, to be able to engage our children to exercise and understand social responsibility, giving back to people and I would say even the world. So we're going to engage children within that global education magnet in various experiences and learning opportunities that will truly create a full rounded person so that they can truly be a participant and be a productive part of the society.
I listen to what you're saying. I'm thinking adults can from this too, for one thing. It's all about making this community and the world a better place. And starting with education. And one of the new changes that have come about is Duval Elementary School. Now it is Duval Early Learning Center.
That's correct. That's excellent.
And tell me about that, just
well,
briefly.
let me give you a few ideas with regards to that. What we want to do at the Duval Early Learning Center is to create environment for children in particular that is from poverty to really have the opportunities to develop both mentally or cognitively. We want them to develop socially and emotionally. That's critical as well. And to be able to engage and be ready for the academic pursuit across the K-12 continuum of learning. We recognize that poverty plays a very important part in children's success. Why? Because poverty prevents children from having access to opportunities that are rich in language, opportunities that gives them a formal preparation and what we may call background knowledge so that they can engage. And we want to make certain that the Duval Early Learning Center create those environments. And so we're going to develop what we call learning scapes around the entire campus. And these are going to be outdoor opportunities for learning.
Something never seen before.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's all new.
Well, as I said, you know, my mission is to Mars. Is really to take Alachua County to where no school system has gone before. And therefore, this is going to be a very innovative opportunity for the boys and girls and families in the Duval area.
And I know it's going to take a lot of people working together to make this so, a lot of partners. And we're going to take a quick break. We have much more to talk about. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the Duval Early Learning Center with Superintendent Dr. Owen Roberts, and I'm pleased to introduce Joe Moretta, President, Gainesville Women's Club. And Joe, it's wonderful to have you join us and to represent Gainesville Women's Club, of which I'm a proud longtime member.
Thank you, Ilene. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I appreciate that because really the Women's Club are doing some wonderful things for this community, have already done so in terms of your signature projects. And congratulations because GWC won a national award. Just tell us a bit about that.
We did because we had been able to do so much for the schools in Alachua County through various programs in the Women's Club. Our two chairman of the Signature Project went out and received a national award for $2,500, which they brought back to give to the schools.
Right.
And so
right
we were able to give more musical instruments to Duval Orchestra.
Well, well done. You've made significant differences in Alachua County Public Schools, but now you're undertaking quite an ambitious project, which takes us back to the Learningscape at Duval Elementary, well, Duval Early Learning Center now.
That's
and
correct.
Tell me more about that, Dr. Roberts.
First of all, we're so excited about the opportunity that the Gainesville Women's Club has really brought to us. And I just want to recognize their contribution and their work over the years. But what we're looking at here at the Duval Early Learning Center in this partnership is really to create an ecosystem, a learning ecosystem. And we're looking to create learning opportunities on the outdoors, on the outside, natural environment in which teachers and students, our pre-K students or kindergarten students, can go outside and have learning experiences, maybe again to provide an opportunity to engage with gardens, with wonderful animals, if we can do that, and we can provide those
nature trails.
Nature trails.
Right,
as a matter of fact,
garden.
if you want to think about it, it's like Disney World.
But in the natural
in the
state.
natural setting. We're looking at providing these little pods of learning opportunities around the campus naturally, and then to create an environment for them to actually follow a trail through a trolley or a little train that would actually take them around the campus, stop by and learn some things as they move, have conversation with children. So this is going to be a great experience for children as we create background knowledge and create the opportunity for engagement.
So when they go out to play, they are learning. And that is, and learning in what kind of ways? In terms of their imagination, social, in all kind of ways.
It's going to be a multi-sensory experience because they're also engaging in touching, in seeing, in smelling, to be able to have conversation, so the cognitive processes, and at the same time use imagination. This is going to be about cultivating their natural curiosity. Children are born in this world with curiosity. We need to nurture that and ensure that that continues.
Right. Excellent. I mean, I am so excited. I think I'm going to enjoy going there. And actually, all of the east side of Gainesville, where the Duval Early Learning Center is located, will have the advantage of being part of that Learningscape, can take part in that, which I think is an assist to the entire area. And, you know, Joe, it's an undertaking, though, to get this underway, this Learningscape. What's our
This is
fundraising?
exactly the kind of learning experiences we want children to have.
Exactly.
And because we are a service organization, and we want to support what they're doing. So our goal is, through various activities, particularly our upcoming play, which you'll hear about in a little while, is to find a way to earn $100,000 to donate to this environment. So the children will have every opportunity to use all 5 senses and their imaginations. That's what learning is all about.
No, it is, and you know this, Joe, because you've been a teacher in the Alachua County Public Schools for many years, as have many of the women that are part of this signature project and the Gainesville Women's Club. So you have been there. You know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And you can kind of just see their eyes light up. You can just imagine what this will be for so many of those kids. That's got to be what really motivates you, that one-on-one and seeing the difference that you can make. And I know it's going to happen, and we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll talk more about that upcoming fundraiser. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm pleased to introduce Margaret Gilliland and Angie Terrell, members of the Gainesville Women's Club. And Margaret, once again, you're co-chairing the Signature Project and former teacher here in Alachua County. And Angie, you have been a teacher for many years, and you were part of Duval Elementary. And tell us about that for a moment.
Well, let me quickly just say that I started out as an educator at Duval, met my husband there, and however, 40 years later, I found myself back there working with Dr. Leonetta McNeely in a fine arts program. And I am so gracious that the Gainesville Women's Club supported us with instruments through a fundraiser of this sort that we're now doing now that Duval has been repurposed as an early childhood center. But during my tenure there, over $8,000 were raised for our students, and a major part of our population includes East Gainesville students who are not privileged students but are very gifted and talented. And of course, we put those instruments to use, and we had the first elementary school orchestra here in Alachua County, and the kids did get to do at least 2 concerts, and they were awesome.
Oh,
thanks
Angie,
to the Gainesville Women's Club.
I know, it is just a wonderful, it just makes me feel so good. And you're right, they're so talented, and this was such an important opportunity for the Gainesville Women's Club. I was proud to be part of that performance, just a small part in it, but it, you know, it's all a part of what the Gainesville Women's Club is doing, and here you are now. How did the whole idea come about of a theatrical performance, you know, radio drama?
Well, we decided to do a fundraiser, and my stepson, Norman Gilliland, is a very talented person, and he wrote, this is the 3rd play he's written for us, and this is a comedy, and on this comedy we are taking a cruise to Cuba in 1956. And you can come wearing your cruise attire if you want to, 1956 style.
And what date do we set sail?
We set sail, we have 2 dates. The ship leaves January the 30th at 6:15 p.m. and also if you miss that one, you can go on the cruise on January the 31st. It's a buffet, and it pulls away at 12:15.
All right, so we have either the dinner theater or the lunch theater opportunity. Oh, who's the caterer?
Chef Brothers. Chef Brothers did our catering last year, and it was wonderful, and we've asked them to cater it again this year.
Oh, it was very tasty, and lots of community members, right, who are part of this, who take the roles, so it's fun.
We are very fortunate that we have prominent members of the community that like doing our plays, and they are a lot of fun. Scott Wilson and the UF Jazz Combo.
Lee McNeely, Rob Hyatt.
The
whole
school
community
board
comes
members,
together,
right?
Storm Roberts,
DJ Hellrun, yes.
We have a lot of people that.
And of course, Scott Wilson will provide the music.
Yes.
Right, and so talented. That just see more partnerships, all pulling together. Great costumes, and you do make it easy for us to perform because we get to read the lines. We don't have to memorize them because it is a radio play.
It's
or
a radio
comedy, or you know, yes. So this is going to be, and I love this whole Latin theme. It's going to be bright and colorful, and you know, a lot of fun.
And we have our website is up, and you can actually go and donate on our website if this is something if you can't make it. We would love to have you go to the Gainesville Women's Club website and donate to this wonderful project. Leonetta McNeely attended one of our meetings, and she told us about the Learningscape, and we were so excited that we made an appointment with Dr. Roberts and went down and talked to him. We've never done anything this ambitious.
Yeah, this is major.
This is major, but with the help of the community, I think we can do it, and it's certainly worthwhile.
I think so too. Buying tickets to the performance, coming on as a sponsor, a 501c3, go through PayPal. I mean, we are making every effort to reach the community for this very valuable learningscape, and I think the GWC can do this.
And also, we are taking silent auction items. So
Oh, yes,
if you
that's
want to
another
do that,
component.
you can call our office and donate your silent auction.
All right, all good things, ways to help. Stay with us, we'll be right back. We're back talking with Dr. Owen Roberts and Angie Terrell. And Dr. Roberts, tell us a bit more about the importance of the learningscape.
What this is truly all about is to create an environment for students to be able to have very engaging experiences as they learn about natural environment, engaged in conversation, experiences that will truly create a level of understanding and a background knowledge for them to really extract meaning from their experiences, whether it's through reading or viewing a video or visiting on a field trip, wherever it might be. We know that children in poverty don't have this kind of exposure, and so this creates an opportunity for them to experience real life situations right there on the campus of the Duval Early Learning Center.
And you talk about planting a seed, and this is a way to do that for each of these children.
Absolutely.
To reach their own potential.
Absolutely.
So valuable.
And you know, just as I said earlier, indeed, children are like seeds. We've got to create the soil in which we can nurture them to grow and then to bloom.
And this learningscape is an important part of that soil, of that nurturing.
Absolutely. And I want to share with you a very
Please.
important quote that I believe I came across some time ago from Abraham Lincoln, who presented this at the annual message to the Congress in 1862. Lincoln had these words, which I believe is very fitting for what we're doing. It's about the future. He said the dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. We must disenthrall ourselves, and then we shall save our country. I say the same message is true for the Alachua County Public Schools and this community. Let us look to the future. Let's engage in opportunities for boys and girls and families for the future. Thank you.
I know it is possible too.
Absolutely.
And Angie, you're part of making it a possibility, you and Gainesville Women's Club.
Yes, and I'm so glad that we had this opportunity. And I want our viewers to know that we don't want them to forget to come to Laughter Takes a Holiday.
It's going to be a great performance. You and I will be in it,
yes,
so
indeed.
right there.
It's all in support of the
Right.
learningscape.
Yes.
And I have a quote that I'd like
Please,
to say that's
please
been
share
in my
with
family
us.
for years.
No, it's
and
important
this is
to
directly
us.
to Dr. Roberts and all of the visions and all of the initiatives he's put forth to make our county and our district a better educational facility. I want to say what my parents and my parents' parents have said: good, better, best. Never let it rest until you make your good better and your better best. And I think we're forging ahead and we're on the right path to make Alachua County Public School System the best.
Thank you, Angie. Really appreciate that. Thank you
it is
so much.
so perfect, and it's so well said. And I hope I'm taking it to heart, and I hope other people will too, because all of us have a stake in this, and we can all be a part in your vision, in achieving it, and the vision that you have always shared with your family and so many other people of this community who I know share these same thoughts. Thank you, Dr. Roberts.
Thank you for having me, and I'm very grateful to the School Board of Alachua County for making that decision to bring me on board.
Oh, we are too. We're delighted. And thank you, Angie, and
Thank
all the
you for
women.
having me here.
Oh, my pleasure. And all our friends with Gainesville Women's Club. We look forward to that performance. And I'm so glad that you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next week. Take care.